Are you experiencing harassment at work? Here's what non-union workers in Ontario can do. Harassment at work isn't always obvious. Sometimes, it is subtle. A pattern of being left out, a joke that stings, constant pressure, or a manager who crosses the line again and again. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Welcome to Workplace Wahala Solutions, your go-to space for smart ways to navigate workplace conflicts and be a winner. Before we dive in, here is a quick note. This video is for informational purposes only and does not constitute legal advice. If you need guidance, please seek advice from a legal professional or an employment expert. Oliver works in sales at a mid-sized company in Ontario. He is good at his job and is well liked by his team. However, lately, work has started to feel unbearable. Oliver's experience could happen to anyone, even you. It started small, just a few jokes that were actually insulting. Too personal to be funny. His ideas were dismissed without a second thought, as if they didn't matter at all. Oliver worked harder, but somehow, less experienced newer employees were getting promoted while he stayed in the same place. At first, he tried to shrug it off, thinking he was just overreacting. But soon, the comments got sharper and harder to ignore. What used to be casual jabs were now pointed, deliberate attacks. And the pressure, it was constant. This wasn't just a rough patch. This was harassment, and it was getting worse by the day. Now Oliver has a choice to make. What would you do? Option 1. Leave with a negotiated exit. Option 2. Stay and push for change. In Ontario, workplace harassment goes beyond just yelling or threats. It can be repeated, unwelcome behavior that humiliates, isolates, or intimidates you. Oliver's instincts were right. He was experiencing harassment. Oliver thought about quitting, but deep down, he believed the problem wasn't him, it was the toxic culture, and he wasn't ready to give up. He kept track of everything, logging every comment and incident. Dates, times, and details were all noted. He saved emails and took screenshots. This was his first line of defense. Then Oliver did something brave. He filed a formal complaint with HR. Even though he knew the company might not back him up, it was important. He needed it on record. HR thanked him for the email. But nothing changed. In fact, things didn't just stay the same. They got worse. Oliver's workload tripled. He was blamed for things he didn't even do. His manager started micromanaging his every move, searching for any excuse to punish him for even the smallest mistake. It felt like he was being pushed out on purpose. And sometimes, that's exactly what was happening. Some employers, especially in workplaces without unions, often deny harassment exists. Why? Because that could lead to legal liability. Some used pressure tactics, hoping employees like Oliver will just quit quietly. Oliver thought about quitting, but then he spoke to a friend who'd been through something similar. "Don't resign," she said, "not without advice. You could lose your severance and your employment insurance." Oliver decided to wait. If you're in Ontario and your boss is making your job miserable on purpose, that could be constructive dismissal. Even if you quit, the law might treat it like a firing, meaning your employer could still owe you severance and notice pay. But it's tricky. Oliver needed help. He reached out to an employment law expert. Together, they explored his options. One of those was negotiating a settlement, a mutual agreement to leave, with compensation. It wasn't ideal, but it offered closure and dignity. If that doesn't work, Oliver found out he could reach out to the Ministry of Labor for help with his rights. The ministry investigates workplace harassment and can require the employer to act. It's a powerful option if your company ignores your complaint. And what about employment insurance? Quitting normally disqualifies you. But in Oliver's case, if he could show he had just cause, that he was harassed, and tried to resolve it, he could still be eligible. His documentation, HR emails, and legal advice helped build that case. Oliver's story ended with a negotiated exit, some compensation, and access to EI, while he searched for a better workplace. Was it fair? No. But he protected himself and moved on with his dignity intact. So here's what you can do. Just like Oliver. Document everything. Keep a detailed record. File a formal complaint with HR. It shows you gave your employer a chance. Don't quit without advice. You could be giving up your rights. Get help from an employment expert. Negotiate if you can. Contact the Ministry of Labor. If you're dealing with harassment tied to human rights issues, like sexual harassment or discrimination, a legal expert can help you file a complaint with Ontario's Human Rights Tribunal. Apply for EI with strong documentation. If you're facing something similar, don't go through it alone. There is help, and you have rights. Second option. Oliver stays and fights for change. Oliver decides he's not leaving, he's standing up. He files a formal complaint with the Ministry of Labor. An investigation begins. Interviews, policy reviews, witness statements? And it turns out, he's not the only one. His courage sets off a chain reaction. The company is ordered to retrain management, update its harassment policies, and create a safe reporting system. Oliver helps launch a peer support group. He's still there, and now, others are safer too. Sometimes sticking around can change things not just for you, but for everyone. Remember the steps you need to take to protect your rights? Document everything. File a complaint with HR. Seek help from an employment professional. File a complaint with the Ministry of Labor. Change can happen. You don't always have to leave to protect yourself. Get expert support to make your case. No stress, no wahala. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more real-world workplace guidance and stories. Stay safe and stay empowered.